Hello and welcome everybody as we finally actually get to start this game. It's Join the League season number 3, the European Division 1, HEHE will someday be united versus xGame KZ, a 2-game series, and well, I'm just happy to finally have this game underway. We're of course HeflaTV, I'm Coucher, and I'm joined once again by Benji.
Hello, as yes, we did have a little bit of delay as HEHE was a little bit late in getting to the lobby. Luckily they managed to find a stand-in and they will be getting that first pick coming out, and I have to say that with the stand-in that HEHE is going to be throwing in, as well as the fact that xGame just had a pretty good match against Coast, I probably will favour xGame to go win this.
I mean, but then again, xGame, yes, they did look extremely good against Coast. They kind of ran over Coast, to be honest, but they also played against NVMI in Star Series and they lost that game. So they played 3 games in a row. This is going to be the 4th one. I mean, I guess the delay or the start delay maybe actually gave them some extra time to recuperate possibly, but we will see. HEHE actually, I do believe they're actually running without stand-ins since He's just showed up in the end anyway. Techno might be somebody else with another name. I really haven't seen him play for HEHE before, but nonetheless, we're here and well, xGame, they go for a Death Prophet, Wraith King and HEHE. Skyref Mage plus, well, I guess, what's even here? Doombringer is available.
Yes, and there's still the Doom available. And, well, out of all the most popular heroes, that's probably the best one for them to pick up. Obviously, the Shadow Shaman and Tide are still left to be picked up pretty often. First pick, first ban themselves. But out of all of them, you know, picking up that Doom is a very good pickup, especially against something like a Death Prophet.
Yeah, it would definitely be a pretty damn strong pickup, and would be kind of unheard of to just ignore the Doombringer early on when it's not banned out, straight out, but I guess there are other strong heroes as well. They go for a Viper. I thought also like Shadow Shaman possibly, but well, I am almost certain that the Doom will get banned now.
Yeah, but especially considering the fact that it's really the only big hero still left on the table. Maybe the Tide as well, but there's 4 bans and 2 of the major heroes. Those 2 will be highly unlikely to make it through the draft.
Well, at the moment, they are taking some time definitely with their just bans so far. But I do know they really love to play the IO, the Wisp, especially together with a Gyrocopter pretty often. So we'll see if xGame, they're aware of the fact and whether they even want to ban it out. Although Skyref Mage, Viper, not the most synergizing heroes with a Wisp, I guess.
Yeah, as it is. You know, they're both very good individual heroes that don't really commit you to a strategy. But at the same time, you know, they don't really work together. On the other hand, though, Death Prophet getting picked out, that suggests that xGame KZ are going to want to go for the early teamfight push. As that, let's face it, that's what Death Prophet does best. Press R, win game.
Yeah, I mean, it's so good if you have the Wraith King as well to just tank it up in the front lines and be the guy who can actually go super aggressive under the tower and hope to come back alive from that. Of course, at least with his second life, if not with the first one. But looking at the rest of the bans, AA and Shadow Shaman taken up by HEHE, so just focusing on the supports. Whereas, xGame, they did ban out a Batrider and a Tidehunter, so they were taking out offlaners and picking up a Jakiro. Well, the push just got stronger.
Yeah, just got a lot stronger with that Jakiro Liquid Fire. We've seen him picked up more and more often as teams have kind of realized just how good he is with you know, the ability of Liquid Fire, and throwing the fact he's just got a pretty good ultimate, as well as a stun. You know, he doesn't do badly as a support.
Yeah, it's pretty decent, especially if you have at least some setup stun as well. I mean, Ray Fire Blast into Ice Path definitely should be plenty of setup. Ray Fire Blast 2-second stun plus a 2-second slow on top of that. And man, Liquid Fire is just such a great ability, and Jakiro's really become way more popular than it used to be. I mean, there used to be a time where Jakiro was played a lot, but that was before Ice Path was nerfed. After that, everybody just kind of stopped, but it's making its way back now with the Liquid Fire buff, or well, I guess the buff was some time ago as well, but people just chose to ignore it, kind of.
Yeah, because you know, it is a little bit surprising that Doom is still on the table. I think, have you ever seen this before previously, where Doom, we're currently going into our, doing the math quickly, 16th pick, and Doom still hasn't been taken out. You know, have you ever seen that before recently?
Well, I would like to say no. At least I can't recall. I mean, I have seen, of course, Doom not getting picked in the first phase, but even that is rare enough. So it's gonna get banned out in the second phase for sure, almost 100%. But Man, I've seen Lycans make it through the picking phase and banning phase, of course, just the entire draft without getting picked or banned. I do believe I actually saw even a faceless Void making it through there once in the past couple of days, so I guess nothing can be too surprising, although, man, the Doombringer is just such a sick hero to have, but let's see Mirana pick up instead for xGame.
Is this one? It's going to be like one of those. You know how on the Dota buff stats, how there's like a 1% games that Doom hasn't been picked or banned in? Is this going to be one of those? As we see a Conquer instead, as in we're now down to the last 2 picks and bans, and this is a little bit unheard of.
Yeah, it certainly is, but I do like a Kanka Shadow Demon combination coming out from HEHE. I mean, I just don't know how they're gonna lane it yet. I mean, it used to be lane like dual mid, Shadow Demon, Kanka plus anything. I'm not too sure how well it would fare up against a Death Prophet though, because Death Prophet can just pretty much stay on his own high ground and spam Crypt Swarm and just be super annoying, and Shadow Demon probably can't do too much about it, since if he tries to go for the right click trade, the Death Prophet has the better of it for sure with the base damage as well as the attack animation. So I'm not too sure if they're gonna lane it like that. Probably Viper mid against Death Prophet, although they might be looking at an aggressive tri-lane. May not be the strongest of ones. I mean, yes, if they land the Disruption Torrent combination, it's all good and well, but usually like there's another setup stun to follow up afterwards, but Skyrift Mage only has just some magical damage burst to provide after it.
Yep, and we are going to be waiting these last few bans, and both the two teams taking quite a bit of time on their bans. As if we have a quick look at the opposing team, well, there's a lot of ways they can lane this, but both teams probably still looking for their offlaner.
Yeah, I would think so as well, and I mean, they themselves might ban out something like a Nature's Prophet possibly, to just slow down the push or just take one really annoying hero out of the pool completely. Whereas, well, the Doombringer was finally banned from xGame, so like maybe ban out Tinker instead. Not too sure how he would have fit it into the lineup, but Tinker is just always such a beast to play against, but well, Doombringer finally gets banned, so we won't see a game where he's completely ignored at least.
Yep, and we are going to be slowly waiting for this last ban. The Doom, you know, there's no statistical anomaly here, though. Finally waiting until those last 4 picks is pretty amazing, because obviously Doom, possibly one of the more popular heroes in the game, mostly due to the fact that he counters everyone. There's not a single hero he is bad against. Doom is, you know, it stops items, it stops spells, it's very long cooldown, does a lot of damage. There's literally no negative to it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess since both teams might want to go a little bit more on the aggressive, xGame just going for those early pushes. Maybe not super early, since Death Prophet wants some levels before that, just maxing out Witchcraft and what have you, but I mean, HEHE themselves with their current lineup, actually having a Doom might be a little bit too slow for their liking, or I'm not 100% sure, because Doom isn't the scariest early on. I mean, once it gets level 6, yes, you can shut that one hero down, and the Scorch Turf is a pain in the ass to deal with, but it's not really too great for team fighting if you actually want to team fight, like from the get-go. Just you hear the bell ringing and you're like, yeah, go time, guys, go time.
Yep, and we are slowly waiting for his last fifth pick. And it is going to be the Drow getting banned out. Maybe they're assuming that Moron is going to be on the off lane, but that's going to give xGame KZ the perfect opportunity to pick up, you know, there's actually not a lot of off laners left in the pool at the moment, although Scent is still available. And for their team fight orientated early game push, that could work very nicely to cash out heroes like Scarlet Mage and the Shadow Demon.
Yeah, I mean, Centaur is always a good pick. I think just a good tanky hero. Stampede is useful globally, whether for disengaging or engaging, and actually it could be nice in just trying to outrun the ghost ship as well, possibly. But I still think Nature's Prophet is also an option for them, although if they want to go for more of the teamfight oriented pushing kind of style, then yes, Centaur I think would fit better.
Yep, and slowly waiting for this last pick. This Scent, you could even go for a slightly more unusual picks like a Darkseer, which would work pretty well with the Jakiro plus Death Prophet, with the amount of AoE damage they do there. But it's going to have to be picked up pretty quickly as they've only got 5 seconds left.
Oh, wow, a Darkseer instead. So, Darkseer into Ice Path, into Crypt Swarm, Starstorm. I mean, yes, if there's a Macropyre under the Ice Path, it can be extremely devastating with Dual Breath to follow. But, I mean, I have seen better heroes to combo it up with, but I mean, Darkseer overall I think is a pretty good hero. Plus, of course, up against the Viper, just getting people out of the Viper Strike or just making them run away, maybe even from Mystic Flare or something. So it can definitely be good that way as well. And a hero to just build mech and pipe for you.
Yep, as things, you know, they've got a very nice team fight pushing strategy coming out from xGame, KZ, and HEHE. They do have the ability to counter that. And you've got the Conqueror in particular who's very good at clearing waves. They do pick up the Centaur themselves. You know, I said the Centaur would be good on the other team, but on this team is also very, very nice with a Shadow Demon disruption to start up the Stomp. You know, you could even get the Stomp without the ultimate being popped off with that disruption. As we do see that these are two very, very strong lineups coming up together.
Yeah, man, I'm really expecting a lot of team fighting to go on. HEHE though, they will most likely be on the aggressive more so than xGame. xGame just waiting things out, getting their crucial levels before they actually start the death ball push. But HEHE, man, they can definitely fight with their lineup, I think. But can they also take objectives?
Yeah, well, they are going to have a little bit of issue, but as long as they pick up the kills, you know, any team can push to some extent. But to xGame KZ, there is going to be the issue of where if HEHE win a good team fight, unless it's later into the game, they're going to have issues picking up the tier 2 or tier 3 in response to that. While on xGame KZ, they can just nuke down towers practically instantly if they win a good team fight.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be hard for HEHE, especially the high ground is always hard, no matter how good of a pushing lineup you have almost. So we'll see how well either team will do. But to introduce the lineups to you guys, for HEHE on the dark side, Fire will be playing on the center Warrunner at the moment, heading towards the safe lane. Leaving Hava, HWA on the actually mid lane Skyriff Mage it looks like, with Chipsign playing the Shadow Demon. Techno up on the Viper, and the last one for them is going to be Nihis on the support Kanka. So they're actually doing it a little bit different here, and it gives them a lot more just early potential to snowball out of control completely.
Yeah, on the other side, though, we do see it is going to be xGame, who we've already seen win a 2-0 against the Coast. As it is going to be Wadafaka on that Death Prophet, Mantis on the Wraith King, Stylecat on the Darkseer, Reeves on the Jakiro, and Equal on the Mirana.
Yeah, and we'll see how well this Mirana can actually set up the arrows as well for himself. Because, well, Greyfire Blast, yes, it's good and all, but for example, when you're ganking mid lane, what's going to set up the arrow for you except for you just aiming it perfectly, kind of? I mean, Reeves maybe can try to land an Ice Path, but that's also a stun that you may or may not be able to even land, especially since the Skyriff Mage has 325 base movement speed. So maybe their roaming duo isn't the strongest one by any means.
Well, as in, I'm guessing he's just going to try and go for the sing-sing approach of shoot arrow, hit arrow gaming.
Well, I guess there's also a possibility when some aggression is coming, Shadow Demon TPs in to try to save the mid laner, disrupts him, and suddenly the defensive disruption sets up an arrow or something, but that's really like worst case scenario for HEHE, I think.
Yep, and we are going to be seeing that no early game aggression coming out from either of these two sides, but we do see that Mirana wants to go for that to shoot arrow, hit arrow gaming style onto the Scarlet Mage. The Scarlet Mage is just going to harass Death Prophet so immensely. The arrow is going to come out, it's going to miss though.
Yeah, I mean, it's even pushing out the lane, hitting the range creep. Oh man, bad equal, but at least staying around to get some right clicks into the Skyriff Mage. I mean, one base armor definitely isn't too awesome, and I do believe we go. Actually, bottom lane, is something actually Reeves might be in some trouble. Gonna turn around a little bit. Mantis is there, another stun onto Nihis comes out. Where is the damage coming from? The Liquid Fire still on cooldown, some right clicks, Torrent will actually miss everything. So they're switching their focus at the moment. Still not enough mana for another. Actually, Clarity comes out, nicely cancelled by Chips. He knew if Mantis gets enough mana for another stun, he's done for. So he's trying to just gun it out, running away for the time being. Clarity on Kanka as well, still not enough for it. Torrent, Liquid Fire onto Chips. They want to turn it down. Now Mantis, he's the one slowed down by Techno. And I think that's gonna be first blood here. Who's gonna get it though? And it's gonna be Techno and the Viper, man. The
That
chase
just went backwards and forwards, but just not enough mana. And like we said, that Clarity cancel was absolutely perfect by Chip. The stand-in doing work for HEHE, and they're going to pick up the first blood because of that.
Yeah, I mean, just a lot to do with Chips. And actually, another stun on to Techno. Mantis, what did he really want to go aggressive? Nihis though still doesn't have enough for it. Torrent actually runs in to cancel his Clarity. A little bit unfortunate, but Chips actually might go down. One more right click. Yes, Mirana will pick it up. Indeed she will, but Mantis will fall down in return. So 1-for-1 so far, but Techno, can he escape this? I have my doubts, but Healing Cell trying to juke it out. Yeah, actually misses somehow. How close was that? But he's still in some trouble. Chipsign already back in the fight. Disruption still on cooldown, unfortunately for them. So they won't get any kills, but Viper, he makes it out.
Yep, so it's going to be a 1-for-1, and I'd say slightly in favor of HEHE right there, as they did, in return for their support, pick up that Wraith King.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it. When your enemy core isn't getting any farm, has died twice already, only level 2 as well. It's definitely good, especially in an aggressive tri lane. You need to make sure that you actually don't fall behind, and so far with the aggression, they haven't even given a chance for xGame to actually pull or double pull or do anything of the like. But the disruption comes out. Torrent, will it land on time? Reeve, yes, he gets hit as well. Chup, an easy kill. One more right click. Arrow completely misses by equal. And yet another kill, just the supports themselves setting it up.
Yep, lovely stuff right there, as we do see that is going to be 3-1 right there. But Doxy are actually picking up a kill there into Scent. I'm not quite sure where that came from, but that shouldn't be happening. But Scent must have overextended a little bit too much, and that is going to be the off lane and picking up a crucial kill there. xGame really needing that.
Yeah, well, that's one lane matchup as well that Darkseid is kind of expected to win anyway. Oh, Arrow, will it hit on Techno? Actually, no. Whew, nice dodge there. Reefer Blast almost was long enough of a stun, but Darkseid, he definitely should win up against a Centaur. Just the Ion Shell is too damn annoying. Usually Centaur is the one to bully melee heroes, but that is one of the matchups that should definitely favor Darkseid. But oh, disruption goes out the Torrent. It's gonna come out as well. Will it actually land? Yes, it will. But Arrow into Chips Sign. Not too sure if there's gonna be enough damage. Ice Path, Liquid Fire onto Chips. One more right click. Reeves. Is he gonna get the counter kill? Magic Stick, Chips. He is still alive. Will remain so. Yet another kill for HEHE's tri lane.
Yeah, but do you see that HEHE this tri lane is just bullying the opposing team. The slow coming out from a Viper and the defensive ability of that disruption just means that there's very little that the lack of really easy, good, solid stuns on xGame can do.
Yeah, actually looking at the mid lane matchup as well for a second. Hava up on the Sky of Mage. Jess is of course getting the levels. The Death Prophet can't box him out of the lane as much, but he is struggling a little bit with last hits, or well, maybe not so much struggling, but still falling behind a little bit. Just Death Prophet's Script Swarm is so much more spammable, and so far, what the fuck, he has been the one to actually have room control and finds even a regeneration now.
Yeah, because that has been one of the few good things about the Death Prophet currently being able to get that regeneration, get that rune control. And it's one of the few issues that Skyreth Mage on the mid does have. As we have a quick look at the last hits and denies, we do see that in fact the Death Prophet is winning that battle. 23-5 versus 19-2 Skyreth Mage.
Well, at the moment, to be honest, xGame, they are more or less winning 2 lanes. Because Skyreth Mage isn't completely dominating mid lane, which happens in some mid matchups like that. As Stalker is going aggressive onto fire. Hooftop already came up with the Ice Path Fire. He's just burning down. There's the ball even, just to help out a little bit. Surge and Stalker, but actually, oh, the melee creep blocking them out. Oh, Stalker just couldn't get past that melee creep.
And we do see the fire is probably going to be more than safe to get out of there. But either way, you know, he has harassed him out of the lane, and that's going to be experience that Centaur isn't picking up. He has got his ultimate now, though, but are they going to try and rotate this around to do some more damage? As this Doxy is just going to keep being annoying. The ultimate is going to go off. It looks like we're going to go into this Death Prophet, and Death Prophet is in so much trouble. The arrow comes out and hits Kunkka, but it's not going to be enough. She's surely going to go down. Or is she?
Yeah, whew. Shadow Demon, Shadow Poison was enough in the end. It was pretty damn close, to be honest, because Death Prophet, I think, would have outran everybody if she had actually stayed alive there. So, nice kill from HEHE, and actually fire, he DPs back to top lane. An Ice Path was waiting for him. I think it was timed a little bit off there, but well, at the moment, 2-5 HEHE, definitely being more aggressive. And the biggest deal is that, man, Mantis, he isn't getting any farm at all. He's 7-1 on a safe lane Wraith King.
Yeah, that's just not what you want to see. As the Wraith King, if you want him to be a carry, you need to get him lots and lots of levels, lots and lots of farm, because he not only does he need those damage items, he needs those maneuverability items as well, so he just doesn't get kited around. And that's just not what happens. We do see Skyreth Mage is going to pick himself up with double damage. But at the same time, I'd say xGame are pretty far behind right now in where they want to be.
Yeah, it's just HEHE at the moment, having Skyreth Mage being level 7, so maxed out Arcane Bolt, only 2-second cooldown to spam it out. I'm just completely waiting for the Shadow Demon to pop up, disrupt, Nihi's with a torrent follow-up and Mystic Flare on top of whoever gets caught. I mean, just such an easy setup and such an easy kill there as well. But top lane, we might actually see some aggression by xGame themselves. Chips, he has been seen, arrow land spot on with the Ice Path being there as well. That's a 100% kill, but can they get something in return? Stampede was used. He came in, torrent, will completely whiff and fire. Actually, suddenly he's in a lot of trouble as well. Hoofstomp does connect on Reeves, and actually Surge used on him as well because he had the Ion Shell on him. Another Ice Path, he catches fire as well. Double Ion Shell to burn them down, but equal. He went down to the Mystic Flare. Hava, he finally tried to fight. Reeves might be falling down. One more Arcane Bolt. They don't even need it. The right clicks will be enough as Stalket. He gets caught by the torrent. But man, Hava, he doesn't have enough mana to just spam anything anymore.
No, he just needed that 2 more Arcane Bolts, and that would have been enough, but Doxia is going to be able to get out there alive. But either way, again, in favor of HEHE, picking up a 2 for 1 right there. The Scent going down, but picking up 2 in return, especially some nice rotations coming out from the Scarith Mage. And this is not looking very good for what many would consider the favourites of this match.
Yeah, man, looking at the graphs as well, putting it into numbers bluntly, it's 2,000 gold lead for HEHE, 2.5 almost in XP. So 8 minutes in, it's a pretty damn good lead, and Viper just keeps on farming bottom lane. He has already participated in 4 kills, and this bottom lane hasn't seen a kill for what, like 3-4 minutes by now, so that just goes to show how good their early game went here in this lane, and the mech will probably soon follow, and Mantis gonna get slowed down. He has the reincarnation, but the tower is down, nothing to defend him. They get the disruption torrent to follow up. They're actually going on to Reeves. It does connect as well. Should be an easy kill onto the Chikiro. Techno just a few more poison attacks, and indeed it is a kill. At least Mantis didn't lose that 260-second cooldown reincarnation.
Yeah, as in, that is it's a nice small little gain for xGame, but at least my carry didn't die is a not the greatest positive in a team fight that you can make up.
It most certainly is not, and man, I guess they want to be even more aggressive now. They still want to get Mantis. Mantis doesn't have any vision. They have the disruption, but they wouldn't have had the follow-up. I think Nihi is maybe Torrent Ghost Chip actually now available, although he would have been a little bit starved for mana. Whereas Stalket finishes up his mech on the Darkseer, so he's still having a pretty good time on his 3-0-0, 47 lasted, the second highest in the game currently. So at least the Darkseer is just doing extremely well.
Yep, as in, that's the one small minor bit of, silver lining to what is currently this game for xGame, is the fact that their Darkseer has had a pretty good time so far. As in, he's already got his Meg, got his Soul Ring, looking towards getting his next set of boots, and really has been bullying the Centaur out of this lane, who doesn't really have very much, nowhere near his Blink Dagger right now, only just being able to pick up his Tranquil Boots.
Yeah, it's definitely not the best for the Centaur at the moment, but I guess it could be a little bit worse. Or actually, the Stampede comes out, they want to go for Stalket, but man, he has his Surge. He's just as fast as you are Stampede at Centaur, man. You need the Blink to get him down. And actually, is there a turnaround now? What the fuck? They wanted to go for the arrow, will hit a creep. So don't think they can get the kill here on Viper, especially since Chips is hanging around as well, but Yule's Scepter finished on Skywrath.
Yep, it's taking a small amount of damage right now, as we do see that the Death Prophet is going to go for a small amount of damage here on tier 1, but the Disruption is going to stop her. She's going to get slowed down. The Viper is looking for more damage, and this Death Prophet is going to get stunned up, and she's in huge amounts of trouble right now. Might go down. That level 1 ultimate, it does nothing. The Scarlet Mage ultimate is going to mostly miss, and well, they are going to pick up 1 in return, but this Death Prophet is going to go down. That's going to be a 2-for-1 exchange.
Oh man, they actually get Darkseer as well. He did land a Torrent just without no setup at all. Really nicely done by Kanka. And man, Hava, he was literally just a millisecond away from dying to the Ion Shell, but he managed to Yule himself. And the Darkseer, he couldn't just stand there and wait for him to come down from the Yules, because otherwise he would have died. Well, he died anyway since Nihi's got the Torrent to connect, but man, Hava just leaving on the edge. 6 HP remaining when he used himself up, so extremely well done. As Skyriff Mage, you cannot really afford to die early on. You need to snowball with both levels and items.
Yeah, because we see now the counter push is going to come out as, sadly they didn't even get to take down that tier 1 tower after giving up so much to try and pick Ally off. And right now, if we have a quick look at the golden experience, the gold is only 3k ahead of HEHE. But once these tier 1 towers start going down, I think it's going to go a lot faster in favor of the team who's quite far ahead right now.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely will. I mean, being only 1 tower ahead and still almost a 4,000 gold lead, it's extremely good by this stage of the game. Crypt's form, what the fuck, trying to counter push, probably will succeed to a moderate rate. Maybe just with the next creep wave, they actually will come in with the mech, which is finished on tech now. So we'll see how much they want to commit, and that was our biggest worry as well. Just, yes, they can win fights, but can they take objectives?
Well, that is the Warriors. They have already been able to take down the tier 1 here on bottom, but aside from that, as in the mid tower's only been, slightly great.
Gets stunned in the mid lane. Actually Stampede, but Ice Path catches him short, so Stalker coming in, getting a kill, fires there, hoof top up onto 2 heroes, double H, will he actually use it? Or will he not want to put himself into trouble? Yes, he gets very far blasted up. They still have the Ion Chill up on Mantis. Can they chase him down? I do believe they can. Yes, Surge up as well. One more Rave Fire Blast Fire. He should go down to this, but Mantis under the tower, taking a lot of harassment in return. But nothing is actually troubling him. Chip Sign and Knees now, they're the ones who might be in trouble. Mantis will lose his life, maybe, just maybe, life stealing up a little bit with the right clicks. There's the mech from Stalker. Nice disruption comes out. He's still alive, but Chip Sign, he gets stunned. Knees will fall down in return with the vacuum from Stalker. So suddenly it's 9-13, and man, HEHE, they lose so much.
Yeah, I think HEHE, they just kind of went in one by one, got caught out of position, and if you're going one by one against a team who, knows what they're doing, that is very bad stuff. The fortification is going to get popped, but this middle tier 1 tower is going down.
Yeah, man, Mantis didn't even lose their incarnation, which is pretty damn huge, to be honest. Although he still might lose it because he is in a really aggressive position with the amount of HP he has. They will get the tower, they will back off, but man, this fight, this tower, suddenly xGame, they're probably still at a slight disadvantage as far as the graphs are concerned, but they are definitely just stepping in the right direction here.
Yep, and things are slowly creeping back into favor of xGame, and they did a very nice job of, taking advantage of that, failed initiation by HEHE. He is still ahead, but the tower's going down, especially with the deny coming out from GK Rouse, and we did see the creeps kind of took it down to around about 50 health, but there was no one on either side to really take advantage of that. But that's going to be the deny coming out. It looks like they want to pick up this tier 1 tower up on top.
Yep, what makes it actually Stampede as well. Reeves, you are in so much trouble. Actually going for the TP out, the hoofed on fire. He guessed wrong. He maybe even would have made it there in time if I just known where he was straight away, but really nice escape from Reeves. Stampede on cooldown. And still just more time bought for xGame to just get their levels, get their items. As Darkseer, he went for a 40-minute Hand of Midas.
Yeah, that timing.
Mid lane, disruption, Torrent, Ghost Ship to follow, what the fuck? The Torrent actually doesn't connect, he still is slowed down. Concussive shot, with the concussive shot. Ghost Ship did land, but Chip Sign, he's gonna lose his life in return. Arrow does connect, there's the vacuum wall onto 2 as well. It should be easy kills, at least onto one of them chips. He does go down, but how with a Heat Rune, he made it out, so a 1-for-1, a core for a support. He coming out ahead there, but only slightly.
Yeah, that was a very nice movement right there coming out from the... and mostly the HEHE side, they picked up that Death Prophet. She just completely got obliterated right there. But obliterated or not, they did at least get the trade. As in the trade is what the really important thing was, as the smoke is going down. Looks like they want to pick up the Scarth Mage. Scarth Mage trying to get out. The arrow is going to come in. Not going to find anyone though. As in fact, the Scarth Mage is going to pop that smoke and get the hell out of there.
Yeah, I mean, I actually thought that they're going to go for it or try to chase him into the side shop or something, but they were like, yeah, you'll scepter Skyref Mage. No way we can catch up in 415 movement speed with just brown boots. It is pretty damn sick, to be honest, but... looking at the graphs again now, it's still 2000 gold lead for HEHE, but they are 2 towers ahead, so that's literally all towers at the moment, the gold. Or actually they're 1 tower ahead, so I guess they're farming slightly better still. XP about 2000 as well, but it has dropped by about half of what it used to be.
Yeah. As things have kind of slowed down a little bit, both these two teams just happy to... go back and farm for a little bit. We are seeing the grouping up from HEHE. Looks like they're going for this middle lane. This T1 tower might be in a bit of trouble. But it looks like they're trying to go for a trade right now. The Liquid Fire doing its work on this bottom T1 tower. xGame just try and nuke that down. The fortification from Radiant gonna get popped to try and save that T1 tower and get the unfavored trade.
Man, the push is just so much faster from xGame, although they have so less people there. Darkseer actually might be in trouble. Gets the Surge out after the X-Mark spot. Nice 2-man silence as well. And Mantis, Viper Strike on him. Can he actually chase up? Oh, the Freeman Mackie, but where's the wall? Not enough mana for it. The Ghost Ship gonna fly in as well. Connect on actually only one hero. Reincarnation most popped out. There are slowed down in the exorcism. Creeps form to spam. Another stun. How actually? Oh, nice dodge with the Eagles, but don't think it will matter. Ice Path lands on him. Techno, he's on the run as well now. Corrosive Skin actually keeping him alive. Going for the TP out. He will succeed with this as well. So I am extremely surprised it was a 1-4-0. What? Reeves didn't even die? Well, what the fuck are they? Chased down Chip's hand, but Chakiro, he was like the only one getting hit by Ghost Ship, but he still survived.
Yeah, that team fight was all over the place, but we did see that xGame did come out ahead as they're really bringing this back with just some solid team fight and solid teamwork just in general. And this is very worrying for HEHE as if they lose the early game advantage they gave themselves, the pushing from xGame is just going to start becoming too much.
Yeah, it definitely might be so. I mean, Death Prophet now, he's level 11 as well. Maybe it was even before the fight, but Exorcism level 2 is just such a boost compared to level 1 at the moment. He's getting some items now as well. He's number 3 in net worth. Still Viper and the Darkseer surpassing him, but... Oh, Skyrift Mage. Set up a solo kill onto Reeves, so support Chakiro. Sad life for him, but not the biggest deal. I mean, it's not like they're losing any towers, and it was only a support as everybody else in xGame just farming and catching up.
Yep, and things are... both these two teams kind of equaling back out after what was a very, very exciting, very exciting lead for HEHE. I think he still do lead in terms of kills, but have lost, lost more towers. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, actually, goal lead is now in xGame's favor, even by 800, so not much by any means, but it's still something. XP slight in their favor as well, but Stalcat might be in trouble. They have X marked spot Chipsan. He's around as well. The disruption, no, blink out by Stalcat. With that Invis rune, just even then, they couldn't get it. Torrent, not even attempted. Tried to go for it or wanted to go for it, but not to be.
Just unable to get into that range, and that is going to be 12-15 still. The Darkseer getting out there are nice and safe.
This Darkseer is getting a ridiculous amount of farm, to be honest, at the moment. The Hand of Midas just ticking him down. Now blinks in, eats a nice Satyr, gets some nice XP. He's level 12, he's actually the highest in the game. Yes, he is tied with the Viper, the Skyrift Mage, as well as the Death Prophet at the moment. So actually, quite a lot of heroes have pretty decent levels, but HEHE, they're grouped up again once more. Do they really want to go for Roshan? And if they do, I just feel it's going to be extremely slow.
Yeah, not only is it going to be slow, but they're probably going to lose this tier 2 if they don't defend it, as this Death Prophet can... Well, actually, slightly a bit of a lie, as you do see that her Exorcism is going to run out, but either way, that Liquid Fire doing enough work, along with the pushing potential. This is going to be a tier 2 tower anyway, as they're all kind of sat here on Roche, try and trade it, but it's so slow that they're not even going to get it.
Yeah, the tower goes down. I'm a little bit surprised that he just didn't go Brave Fire Blast. He's there. I mean, he got hit by the Ice Path after all. So maybe xGame should have been a little bit more aggressive, but now the Surge onto Mantis, they want to chase them a little bit too late. But, I mean, I guess better late than never, and are they gonna get some kills, Stalcat? He blinks aggressively, he has Surge off cooldown. X marks the spot onto Mantis though, turn to follow up as well, it does all connect, but arrow into HEHE's in return. Ice Path actually macro power to follow, nice defensive disruption on Chip's hand, but will it be enough? I do actually think it might be. Stalcat, he goes down, Ghost Ship to fly, lands on Reeves again. Poor Chakiro, but it's only level 1 Ghost Ship at the moment. Not the scariest, although Skyrift Mage, he wants to go in. They already used the Mystic Flare to kill off the Darkseer. Oh, another arrow lands, so everybody else is just backing off, or are they, man? Arcane Balls, they're doing so much damage if you're a just core Skyrift.
Yeah, and that stun was absolutely perfect. Really taking that team fight around, getting that 2-man and just stopping the initiation, throwing in with the disruption, defensive disruption. It meant that now they're just going to try and go for this Roshan full, and well, it's still going to be as slow as before, but this time the rest of xGame are kind of down.
And well, he at the moment, the Roshan, it's actually a little bit faster than I imagined it might be, but it's still not fast. If they only had a medallion or something, Roche would already possibly be dead. Arrow will land onto HEHE, so... Oh, disruption actually, do they follow up? But HEHE can't go for the torrent. Hoofstomp will be there, though Mantis. He's in so much trouble. He has the Reincarnation, Torrent connects as well. They're not going actually too close at the moment. Blade Mail comes out, he gets stunned in the face. Can he even get the Ghost Ship off that all? He's in the macro pair trying to outrun it, but there's the vacuum wall onto 3 enemy heroes. Ghost Ship finally comes through. They have the ramp to just tank out a little bit. Hawa, he pops his Mystic Flare as he loses the Aegis. Techno still alive. Somehow, mech on cooldown though. Can he survive this? I don't think so. He does go down, so a 2-4-0 plus an Aegis even lost on HEHE. I mean, that that fight was pretty damn bad for them.
Yeah, we just saw that Doc there did so much work. Timing his vacuum in perfectly, and he's even going to be able to get out there with only 20 points of health. Even getting a little bit of a Midas gold.
And how actually, oh, he gets a counter kill onto equal, just Ancient Seal, Arcane Bolts flying. Dual Breath misses as well. Can he actually outrun them? He has the 4-step, trying to go for it. He has a TP. He's. Wow, Ice Path. Oh no, man. Scarlet Mage tried to juke a little bit too soon. Brave Fire Blast. Now he's gonna go down. But what the fuck in the meantime? In the enemy base, it's just getting kills. X Mark Torrent, it does connect, but he already got the kill onto center, and the range Rex will fall as well. A few more right clicks, that's all he needs. He's gonna get it. Or easy chip sign. No, they're not there in time. So what the fuck? Yule Scepter even dodges the Mystic Flare, but will go down in the end. Yet range Rex down.
Very nice coming out there for xGamers. They're just picking up so much value throughout this entire, through all these exchanges. Picking up the kill on the Wraith King, Scarlet Mage right there. And getting the tier 3 tower and the racks while all that team fight's happening on the rest of the map. xGame are, you know, they've turned things around amazingly, and HEHE are going to have a huge trouble defending their tier 3s.
Indeed they will, and now even a Maelstrom finished up on Mantis. They're just getting all the items needed, and Techno, he's in so much trouble. Moonlight Shadow use, Ghost Ship, will it land? Nope, this time even Reese doesn't get hit, but Mantis, he might be in trouble if there's any detection, which there is none of. So they were not prepared, they lose the tower, they don't get the deny for it. And well, maybe mid lane equal, one more Arcane Bolt, it's chasing him down, it's gonna be the kill as well. He's trying to outrun them, but man, you cannot disjoint those, they will kill you. Or will they equal, man? He's trying with his damn life, but
is he?
so close, man. But Stalkat, he wants to chase fire and knees. X marks the spot, is there. Ice Path actually, no vacuum used. He blinks out a little bit late, doesn't get hit by the torrent at least. But looking at the gold graph now, it is 8,000 in xGame's favor. XP, not as much, only 1,500, but man, the gold, how it swung.
Yeah, so we just saw that HEHE, they took a few bad engagements, and in Dota, that's all it takes. One or two mistakes can really swing the game around, and you know, they had a good start, they did some really nice ganks, they won their tri lane pretty handedly, but after that, they kind of failed some initiations, and that caused xGame to get right back into this with their pushing lineup.
Yeah, man, HEHE, they can still take fights and try to get pickoffs, but at the moment they kind of lack the blink initiation. Yes, center has it, but I just feel like maybe if Shadow Demon even had it, just disruption into torrent or something. Nihis himself, blink, X mark, torrent set it up, and just anything. But for that, they need map vision, and they don't have too much of it.
Yeah, as in that is one of the issues that you have when you're losing all these towers, is you just lose all that map control that's given, and you're kind of forced to use your walls just to make sure you've got, you know, your own map controllers. Mirana's gonna go down once again. Scarlet Mage doing what Scarlet Mage does.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard to survive that. I mean, Ancient Seal boosted damage so much, but mid lane, what the fuck? I know the Yule's up with the chip sign before X marks spot torrent. The torrent, once again, the timing is a little bit off from Nihis. X mark is level 3 after all, but now Demonic Person to what the fuck? They're committing a lot there. But Reeves, suddenly there's a macro fire Stalkat. He didn't go for the surge. Looked like he wanted to, but not the surge, I mean the vacuum. He was mid-animation but cancelled it, although now with no center or stampede on cooldown, I guess xGame, they can just go push quite easily.
Well, yeah, as in the fact is they've still got their exorcism up, they've still got the liquid fire, and we do see that Shadow Demon in huge amounts of trouble, gonna get stunned, they're gonna get nuked down. The Ghost Ship, that was good, pitting too, but can they do anything against his ultimate? Well, Sent says he can. The two ultimates coming out together. Scarlet Mage nukes him down, but Sent might be in a bit of trouble right there as he does get stunned up. Gonna make it a 1-for-1 trade right there, making the team fight currently a 2-for-1, but it's not over yet. Kunkka coming in, getting the damage out, the reincarnation gets popped, and everyone's slowed down. But this time they're trying to get the hell out of there, but the Kunkka gonna get arrowed up, and that is going to be a 3-for-1 right now, maybe a 4-for-1. Viper desperately in trouble. The Aghanim's, it does nothing.
Oh man, the Viper actually, he died because the replicate of himself attacked him, which made it so that the replicate was under the effects of corrosive skin, so Viper himself got corrosive in return. So he was slowed down, otherwise might have been able to outrun it, but how he got stunned by the arrow. Brave Fire Blast to follow, nice defensive disruption, but Macropire is waiting for him, he actually pops his ultimate, trying to get a kill, but Reeves is just tanking up some of it with his Blade Mail activated. So 4 heroes down, I guess it was 5 since Shadow Demon died as well at the start of it. And xGame, they are just in such a huge lead at the moment that even if they win this fight, they will still be at the back foot. Oh, Blink,
Yeah.
stun, Stalcat, he's low on mana, can't actually get him. I think they can, or can they not? 4 stepped out. They might even get the counter kill here, or maybe even 2 equal. Torrent did connect on him, Mantis still wants to keep on going, stun onto Chipsan. Should have even one more right click, he's gonna go down to the damage over time. Reeves gonna get chased down double edge, cancels the urn. And Shadow Poison Arrow will land onto Fireman. They're gonna get more kills. They don't care. Stalcat still around Ion Shell. He had just barely enough mana for one more. X-Mark spot onto Reese. Might be a kill. Ice Path though onto Nihis. And nope, they won't even let one single teammate die.
Yeah, that is just so disheartening if you're playing on HEHE right there. As Reeves, he basically just duped them. And Viper may go down here as well. He's just taking so much damage. The mech is going to keep him alive for a little bit, but the GG does come out. And frankly, after that last team fight, just losing so much for HEHE, I'm not surprised the GG came out.
Yeah, man, xGame, they are definitely on fire at the moment. A little bit unfortunate they lost the one game in Star Series, but in JDL, man, they're looking so damn strong. 27-minute finish. Yes, their tri-lane kind of flopped early on. Mantis didn't get much of anything, but Darkseer was winning his lane. Death Prophet was slightly winning his own as well up against the Skyrap, or at least as far as last hits were concerned. No kills were exchanged there. But man, overall xGame, they are just looking good today.
Yep, and that's going to be the thing going down, the Ancient going down. That is going to be only game 1 though. HEHE, they do have a chance to bring it back into a game number 2. So do stay tuned, it's going to be cast here on HeflaTV 1.
Yes, guys, just like Benji said, man, game 2 is coming up in hopefully only a couple of minutes time. So until then, hopefully you'll enjoy some music and just stick around for more Dota by xGame, KZ and HEHE will someday be united. So guys, see you in game 2.